Woohoo!
I mean,
Live it is.
that probably kicked in a little before I actually clicked it. So people are going to get some shit about rape hobos and stuff right to start the stream off.
Yeah, well,
That's fine.
Would they expect any less?
They might expect more.
Yeah, maybe.
All right, I'm gonna start up a soundtrack too, I guess.
Oh yeah, one of these weeks I'll find time to try to figure out the music, but this week was not that week.
A lot of work.
Next week probably also won't.
Okay, we got dramatic music. Let's go through our inventories.
Yeah. This first track is 90 seconds, so this is the
Right.
time to talk about any administrative stuff. You know.
I don't have any administrative stuff this week, but I am looking for somebody to give us a little recap of last week to get themselves a free inspiration.
Well, not actually a whole lot happened last week, as I recall. We were in the middle of. We had just cleared out the fight with what we discovered was a bugbear and his goblin and wolf friends, and we were continuing through the cave. We came across another goblin group, one of which was named Yimik, I think, and he shouted at us to kill.
I'll try and do his voice.
Kill the bugbear, Yimik. Yeah, he had a very high pitched, squeaky goblin voice. It was immersive. He asked us to kill the bugbear. I gather there's some sort of a power struggle going on in this particular goblin cave. But also in the room was the human, I think, bodyguard that Gundren Rockseeker brought with him to the Phandalin.
They were going to Phandalin.
They were going to Phandalin, but they didn't make it. And they were kidnapped by goblins, and the Gundren was dragged off to Castle Cragmaw Castle, yeah. But we don't think there's any place actually called Cragmaw Castle, as I recall. That's pretty much it, as I recall. We escaped the cave with a human bodyguard man, and we either made it back to town or were on our way back to town with him.
I think we got out to our cart and stopped.
Yeah.
We might have stopped there, yeah. And we spared one goblin to force him to show us how to get to Cragmaw Castle.
Oh, yeah. Forgot about that. Sounds right.
What was the plan? So we've got this wounded bodyguard with us, but we also have a bound-up goblin. Are we going to take the goblin and have him lead us to Cragmaw Castle, or are we going to get?
I think that was the idea.
Yeah, but are we going to get bodyguard man safely back to Neverwinter first?
Maybe that's where we should start.
Maybe we should start by discussing that. I think that's kind of where we left off last time.
Well, yeah, so thank you for the recap. Go ahead and give yourself inspiration if you don't have it already.
Oh, woo!
And so, you find yourselves back at the cart full of supplies that you promised Gundren you would take to... Well, you were hired by Gundren to take to Phandalin. You have with you a injured and not so healthy Sildar Hallwinter and a rather healthy but bound goblin. What would you like to do?
So, Sildar, we can ask Sildar his opinion. If he wants to go back to Neverwinter, we shouldn't drag him around through the woods.
Well, should we take him back, or should we just get him to Phandalin?
Phandalin's further along, isn't it?
Well, yeah, but are we? I don't know where. I mean, are we closer to Phandalin now than we are to Neverwinter?
Oh yeah, I think we're closer to Phandalin.
Yeah, for sure.
I would think we just keep going then. I would think. I don't know. Maybe.
Okay, so there's four options on the table. One is retreat back to Neverwinter with Sildar and leave him safely in the city. Two is push on to Phandalin and get Sildar there safely. Three is hunt down this bugbear that Yimik asked us to kill. Maybe we don't care so much about that.
Is Yimik the one that we have? Is this Yimik?
No. Yimik's dead.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
So maybe we don't care about the bugbear so much unless we think he's going to come back to haunt us later on. And the fourth option would be use bound goblin to lead us to Cragmaw Castle.
Well, what about...
So you guys
have we
discussing
asked-
all of this as characters, or are you just...
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
So
mean,
you-
Pierre is outlining our options at the moment
All right.
and asking Sildar for his opinion if he wants to.
Well,
be part
what
of
does
the discussion.
Sildar have to say about Gundren? Where is he? He didn't... I think we asked... Did we ask him last time?
No, we did not say a single word to him.
We pretty much, well,
No, we
we
just
confirmed he
dragged-
was okay, I think, and then we ran away.
Yeah.
Yes.
We got out of the cave.
So Sildar, I guess he informed. So you're asking Sildar about Gundren?
Yeah, that's what I want to do at least, to find out what he knows, or if if he's even alive yet, or I'd like to, as much information that we can get about Gundren from Sildar.
We were on this trail right here. I can see you guys got attacked by goblins as well. We were set upon by like 15 goblins, and they overwhelmed us, killed our horses, and well, basically started beating us immediately. But they dragged us through the woods to that cave.
Speaking of your horses, if you're hungry, I have some nice horse steaks here.
Oh God, that's disgusting. They dragged us in front of that bugbear. It sounded like you'd heard of him. Maybe seen him. Did you fight him?
Yes.
Kind
Sort of.
Well, we fought
We
his
scared him off.
entourage. We fought his entourage, but he ran away like a
He
little.
got away.
Fucking bugbears. They always run.
What did Yemick say his
That
name
was
was?
Clark. That was Clark.
Clark.
Clark the bugbear. He reports to King Grawl, who is at Cragmaw Castle.
So Cragmaw is real.
It's a real place. I don't know where it is, but they definitely call there's something they call Cragmaw Castle.
Well, guess who does know where it is? Yeah, you.
They were looking for that. They were looking for Gundren though. They questioned him pretty severely, and they were after his map. They knew about his map. He had a map to Wave Echo Cave. You guys know what Wave Echo Cave is?
Wave Echo Cave. Never heard of it.
No.
Mm-mm.
So you don't know about the pack of Phandalin.
No, even less about
No,
that.
we're just
Okay,
delivering supplies.
We do have an
Alright.
empty map case.
Oh, yeah, that's probably. Is it leather?
Yes.
Yeah, that was probably Gundren's then. All right.
Not anymore.
Wave Echo Cave. History lesson. More than 500 years ago, clans of dwarves and gnomes made an agreement known as the Phandelver's Pact.
Oh, quick question: is this Sildar elucidating us, or is this something our characters
Sildar,
should know?
Sildar
so
is
you're
telling you
us?
this,
Okay,
but I may be reading something,
I see.
so there might be a slight character break here. So Phandelver's Pact between gnomes and dwarves, by which they would share a rich mine in a wondrous cavern known as Wave Echo Cave. In addition to its mineral wealth, the mine contained great magical power. Human spellcasters allied themselves with the dwarves and gnomes to channel and bind that energy into a great forge they called the Forge of Spells, where magic items could be crafted. Times were good, and the nearby human town of Phandalin, pronounced Phandalin, prospered as well. But then disaster struck when orcs swept through the north and laid waste to all in their path. A powerful force of orcs, reinforced by evil mercenary wizards, attacked Wave Echo Cave in order to seize its riches and magic treasures. Human wizards fought alongside their dwarf and gnome allies to defend the Forge of Spells, and the ensuing spell battle destroyed much of the cavern. Few survived the cave-ins and tremors, and the location of the Wave Echo Cave was lost.
Wave Echo Cave makes me think it's somewhere on the sea. Do we know where it
That
is?
would make sense. That's what the map's for, I'm assuming.
Nobody really knows. Gundren and his brothers had found it. They know where it is. Gundren, Thardan, and Nundro. They found it. They know where it is. They made a map, and Gundren had taken it back to Neverwinter. Apparently to, possibly to obtain funding for his expedition. But as far as I know, he didn't share it with anybody.
Holy moly! Okay.
So for what I know, what I picked up when they had me in the eating cave, as they called it, the goblins, was that Clark had gotten orders from King Grawl to that the Cragmaw jerks had been hired by some guy called the Black Spider in order to capture this dwarf. He must have somehow gotten word that Gundren had knowledge of the entrance. They beat him pretty severely trying to get it out of him. Eventually they found his map, realized what it was, and then I don't know, they sent him off and they threw me to the goblins.
What jerks.
I missed it. Did they say they were trying to get his map out of him, and he was or they were just trying to get the information out of him? What I'm trying to figure out is where the fuck this map went.
I think they took him and the map to Cragmaw Castle.
Okay. We think the map is with Gundren at Cragmaw Castle. All right. So Sildar, what's your condition like? Are you ready to hit the road here and start looking for Cragmaw Castle, or do you need us to deposit you somewhere where you can heal?
I had another reason to go to Phandalin as well. I'd still like to get there as soon as possible. And let me look at me. I'm naked. They took all my armor. They took all my weapons.
I've been trying not to.
I have nothing. I can't. I'd be of no use to you in this condition. I can offer you a total of 50 gold pieces if you can get me to Phandalin alive.
That sounds worth it.
Sold.
Hopefully healthy.
We'll get you there.
No worse.
All right.
We'll try not to get you killed.
Can you put us on that overworld map we had earlier, where we could see kind of the route between Neverwinter and Phandalin?
Yes.
We got to get these dead horses out of the way.
We must be pretty, because I know we're not on the high road. We headed east, maybe even south. We must be pretty close to Phandalin by now.
Yeah, you could make it to Phandalin by the end of the day.
All right.
Yeah, I would say.
Yeah, let's go.
Let's prioritize that.
Here, I'll even try to remember how to show you. And do this and this. That's where you are.
So we had just turned east, but we're
correct.
We're a huge portion of the way, like 2/3 of the way. Let's do it.
And you've got some super fast oxen that'll get you there.
Let's start moving horses.
Nitro boosted oxen to the rescue.
All right, so is that the plan then? You're gonna
Yeah.
clear the horses out of the way, take the wagon, and get to Phandalin.
Yes.
Yep.
All right, so you do that. You move the horses out of the way. We won't bother with rolls for that sort of thing.
Oh, sure. Now it's trivial. When I wanted to do it, it was impossible.
Well, you were trying to do it at the wrong time.
And by yourself.
Yes, you were a dwarf working alone, pulling on a horse.
What's your strength again?
Anything's possible if you believe.
My strength is 3.
Sure, that can
Are you
be true.
role playing again?
My strength is 2. I don't know what it was at the time.
Oh, your strength
but
is
I
a
am
2.
significantly
Your
stronger
strength
now.
modifier is.
Your strength mod is 2, but your strength score is 14.
Oh, see, I'm super strong.
Okay, so you move the horses out of the way. You start trundling the wagon down the trail, and let's see. I'm going to see if As you start nearing Phandalin, Sildar kind of looks at you and says, "The hell are you going to do with this goblin? They're not going to want.
Yeah.
They're not going to like a goblin walking into their town."
That was
Well,
why it was a
we'll just tie
question
him to a
what we did
tree.
next.
Well, can't we? I mean, if we're just getting you to there,
Yeah,
we'll
we can
just-
split up. We
a
can
couple,
split the
yeah,
party.
a couple of you can get escorted into this.
Usually a good
We'll
idea.
make sure a couple of you get in there, and a couple of us can stay out here with the goblin.
Or we could dress the goblin as a small child.
Do you have
we
all
just-
the supplies?
And just walk
I have
right into
questions
Phandalin
about
and
why
back.
Piero has small children's clothes.
Don't worry about it.
They're actually Milo's clothes.
Oh,
Yeah.
but why the oversized lollipop?
It's my kink.
Okay, that checks out.
Okay, so we probably can't conceal the goblin, and the goblin probably wouldn't be terribly cooperative anyway.
Yeah, I'd say we just get right to the outskirts and find a couple trees.
Can we
to hide
gag him
behind
and
again.
shove him in an ox's ass?
But you could try, I suppose. Probably have
I
to
don't know if
do
the
some-
ox would like that very much.
You're
Chance
gonna roll
roll.
your strength again. Chance. So somewhere along this south road, maybe we could branch off and set up a camp, and two of us could stay with the goblin, and then the other two could continue down to Phandalin with Sildar.
Sounds like a plan to me.
Yeah.
I'd like to stay with the goblin since he's the connection that gets us to my cousin.
I'll stay with
That makes
the
sense.
goblin.
Okay.
I'll go into town.
Okay, so Derek and Milo, the dwarf and the halfling, are staying with the goblin, and Grigor and Piero,
Yep.
the two humans,
Yes.
Last time I checked.
are heading into town with Sildar. Okay. So I want to try something a little different with this map. I'm not going to do Fog of War, but there are labels that have been removed.
Oh.
Hopefully. You don't see labels, do you?
No.
It's
Uh,
kind of pixely right now.
yeah, kind of waiting for it to finish loading.
Oh, sure.
There we go. Yeah, no labels.
Okay, so those of you who are heading into town, excuse me,
Still waiting. There we go.
you are coming in on this north path.
Okay.
This northern path goes to the Tribord Trail. If you see that, more in.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. There's things I'm supposed to read. Hold on.
As you approach.
Yes, the rutted track emerges from a wooded hillside, and you catch your first glimpse of Phandalin. The town consists of 40 or 50 simple log buildings, some built on old fieldstone foundations, more old ruins, crumbling stone walls covered in ivy and briars, surround the newer houses and shops, showing how this must have been a much larger town in centuries past. Most of the newer buildings are set on the sides of the cart track, which widens into a muddy main street of sorts as it climbs toward a ruined manor house on a hillside at the east side of town. As you approach, you see children playing on the town green and townsfolk tending to chores or running errands at shops. Many people look up as you approach, but all return to their business as you go by. Sildar seems much more at ease. "My friends," he says, "let us secure lodgings. I'm told the local inn is very quaint."
Is quaint code for something, Sildar?
Maybe.
Is it
Is
a
this-
brothel?
Depends on how you tap your foot.
Is this primarily human settlement, or is there a mix of races, or are we the only humans here?
There is a mix. It's primarily human, but as you make your way through town, you see that there's a dwarf here and there. There's a couple of halflings. But still, it is primarily human.
Well, Sildar, I'm not sure we want to spend too long in town with you right now, if you catch my drift, but if you think we should spend the night, then sure.
Well, I need to. I won't be heading back out of town before I've had a chance to rest and
Of course.
convalesce and resupply because I have nothing right now.
Oh, was he going to come with us to Cragmaw? He just wanted to heal up first. I figured we were depositing him here.
No, I'm not intending on adventuring anywhere right now. I need to make contact with my guild.
Okay.
How long is that going to take? Just one night?
Maybe a day or two. And I need to acquire the funds in order to pay you fine folks. That will take me about a day.
All right. I mean, our priority is to track down Gundren in Cragmaw Castle before the goblins do anything more terrible to him. So if you think we should stick around and bring you along, we will wait. But bearing in mind our priority here, we might also just take off. So what do you think?
You need not wait for me. I have other business here in Phandalin. I'm looking for a member of my alliance who came here 2 months ago and is not reported in.
That was your reason for coming to Phandalin.
I need to stay here and work looking for him.
Very well. Maybe we can come back and give you a hand once we've rescued Gundren from gnashing goblin teeth.
Very well. As I said, if you choose to hang around, I can acquire funds and pay you probably tomorrow.
We'll stick around that
I owe
long.
you for escorting.
50 gold's worth it. Gundren can wait.
Unless he can't.
All right. Well, so as you enter into town, and I kind of assuming you brought your wagon full of supplies with you.
Mm-hmm.
Or did you? Okay.
We left Derek and Milo at a somewhat provisioned camp off the path in the woods with the goblin.
All right. You see this red building right here. You see has a sign out front that says Barthens.
Barthens. Is this where one would buy a Barthen, or is there someone here named Barthen?
This is Barthen's Provision, which a wise character would recall that you were contracted by Gundren to deliver a wagon of supplies to a place called Barthen's Provisions in a town called Phandalin.
Barthens. Hey, I know this place. We should drop this stuff off then.
Yeah, deliver some provisions. We did it. Quest done.
Right, so you pull up front. You enter into the store, and you see a lean, balding human male shopkeeper. He looks like he's maybe 50 years old. Seems to be kind of moving around the shop. He has a real kindly, friendly manner. And he says, how may I help you?
We were contracted to bring a load of supplies here to you, Barthen, if you're Barthen.
I am Barthen. You say someone contracted you to bring you a load of supplies here. Who might that have been?
Was it Gundren, or was that a side project?
I think it was Gundren.
Well, it was Gundren Rockseeker then.
Oh, you're here with Gundren supplies. Wonderful. Wonderful. How is Gundren?
Not well. In fact, we need to be Splitsville out of Phandalin pretty quickly to see if we can go rescue his ass.
Rescue? Oh no. He's a little overdue, but I didn't expect that it was anything terrible. Okay. Well, hold on a moment. And he turns and he goes, Ander, Thistle, go see to the supplies that these gentlemen brought. He says, okay, so two younger clerks kind of scamper out the front. And if you peek out the door, you see they're kind of poking around the wagon a little bit. And then they grab one of the leads on the oxen and lead it around back behind Barthen's Provisions. The task of delivering the supplies has been completed. Barthen turns to you and he says, now, the contract, I believe, was 10 gold pieces per person. Is that correct?
Sounds right.
Yep.
All right, so that's 30 gold for the three of you.
No, actually, there's two of us outside town tending to a few of our own provisions. We didn't want to burden the town's infrastructure with these particular adventurers. They eat a lot.
What are they?
A dwarf and something like a dwarf.
Like a dwarf.
So you'd like me? So you're saying I owe you 50 gold? So there's only three of you.
Well, we'd happily accept something in the neighborhood of 16.6 gold per person instead.
Instead of 10?
Right. I mean, if there's just the three of us.
I'm sorry, friend. That math doesn't check out. Why would I pay you more per person? There's three of you.
The math checks out exactly. But I suppose whatever your supplies are worth to you, and whatever good relations you may have had with Gundren in the past, and bear those in mind as well. And perhaps Sildar's word here that we have two more gentlemen sitting outside town.
I'd like to show him my signet ring and just say, like, does this mean that we'll get any better of a deal?
So Piero, roll persuasion.
Piero, roll persuasion. Let me do that. Oh, that's a good roll. Yeah. -1.
It's -1?
Yes.
Wow.
No, I rolled a 13, but...
Wow, my persuasion is better than that.
Well, Barton says, okay, I will... I'm choosing to believe you, given that you know Gundren, and I've done business with Gundren for several months now, and you seem trustworthy folk. So here is your payment. So he hands over 50 gold pieces.
Thank you very much, Barthen. Much appreciated.
Thank you.
Thank you. So did you say you were going to help? You're going to go look for Barthen?
Yes, for Gundren, we may spend the night here in Phandalin and just rest up a bit. But then, yes, we're probably going to need to find some horses, 4 of them, and we're going to head out and try to find Gundren before anything worse happens to him. He's been kidnapped.
Oh man, that's how I certainly hope that the same hasn't befallen Nundro and Tharden. I haven't seen either of them in a 10-day. Apparently, a week is 10 days, so they call it a 10-day. I don't know.
Convenient name.
Yeah, 10-day. There's this town is mostly populated by prospectors, and everybody's kind of out into the fields and into the hills, and people are gone sometimes much longer than they plan. But it's not too odd for people to be overdue. But hearing what's happened to Gundren, that has me worried about Nundro and Tharden. I sure hope nothing has happened to them as well.
Well, it grieves me to say that they're brothers, right?
Yes.
It grieves me to say that I don't. I've yet to have the pleasure of meeting Nandrin and Tardo, but I'm sure they're wonderful boys. They are not our charge at the moment, however. We are primarily concerned with our friend Gundren.
I understand. I wish you well, and I wish you luck. I sure hope that Gundren is not as bad off as you say. He was very excited about something last I saw him. Well, if you need anything else, be sure to come back and see me. You mentioned horses. I've got some of them.
What time do you open in the morning?
Well, I live right behind. I live right behind. So sunup. I'm usually here sun up to sundown, but if you need something beforehand, there's a small house back in the back with a yellow roof. You can pound on there and it'll wake me up. If you're going to find Gundren, I want to help you.
What do you think, Grigor? Should we stock up now or come by in the morning on our way out of town?
Well, if we take the horses, we are going to have to find some place to put them. So let's just stay the night and then come in the morning and grab the horses and whatever else we need.
Sounds like a good plan. Well, we'll be back in the morning then, Barthas.
All right. Sorry,
Barthen.
if you're looking for an inn, you won't miss it. It's keep on heading down the road. It's right off the main town square there.
One of them big blue buildings on the map.
Yes, it's big and bluish.
All right.
All right,
Wonderful.
let's go.
Is Sildar with us this whole time, bleeding on the floor, or has he gone off to do his business?
he was with you.
I'm glad he piped up during the whole conversation about how many people we had along.
He was buying pants.
Thanks, Sildar.
What? I needed pants. I didn't know what you were talking about. So where to next?
How far out of town did we leave Derek and Milo? At what time? Close enough that we could conceivably go out and contact them again quickly, but not so close that they're likely to have issues with traffic in and out of town. Who would be suspicious about a goblin?
Right.
And leaving it at that vague distance. What time of day is it right now?
It's coming on dusk. The sun is getting real low. Be setting soon.
Hulk's about ready to turn back into Bruce.
That's right.
Sun's getting real low, big guy. All right, big guy, Grigor, what do you want to do? Should we sprint out there and say and then sprint back into town and get some sleep in a proper bed, or should we just leave them until tomorrow?
I would say I think we would probably have assumed that we may be spending the night out here by ourselves.
I think that's a safe
what I
assumption.
would have assumed.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So I wouldn't worry too much.
They're
about it.
fine. They'll have a nice talk with the goblin and
We'll have a
get
good
to know him.
time.
Have a nice cup.
Maybe they'll be friends by the time we get back.
Maybe. I'd love to have a goblin friend.
Yeah.
Especially when we go to Cragmaw Castle.
Yes.
All right, so can we see Sildar to the local chirurgeon, or maybe just to his guild so he can do his business?
I'd like to go to the inn. I just need to find lodging and spend the night resting up. I'll patch myself up and reach out to my guild and check in with the town master tomorrow morning.
All right.
Sounds
Sounds like a good plan.
All right, so you head down the main road here. You were at Barthen's Provisions here. You make your way down the main road this way. And you see and hear the unmistakable sounds of an inn. You see a sign out front that labels this as the Stonehill Inn in the center of town. It's a newly built roadhouse of fieldstone and rough-hewn timbers. As you walk in, the common room is filled with locals, nursing mugs of ale and cider. They're eyeing you with some curiosity. But as the sun has been going down, the workday is ending. People are gathering in the inn to eat dinner and socialize. Behind the
Hello,
bar,
good people
you
of
see...
Phandalin. I am Piero Beskerfall. You may have heard of me.
Who's that?
Continue. Oh, man.
Behind the bar, you see a short, friendly human male. He says, "Greetings, fellows. I am Toblin Stonehill."
Toblerone still?
Toblin Stonehill. He's heard that joke. I am proprietor of this here inn. You look new to town. I don't recognize you, so you probably must be. How can I help you? Sildar sidles up quickly and says, 1 room. Oh, 1 room we've got up the stairs, and I guess there you go. Sildar trudges his way up the steps, and you hear a door slam, and looks like he's in for the night.
Doesn't even say goodbye.
Wow, what a guy. He's probably hurting.
Yeah.
Wants to get up there and pull the goblin teeth out of his shoulder.
Right, so is that room 2 rooms for you two then as well?
I don't know, Grigor. What do you
Says
think?
Joblin.
How much is a room?
Yeah, how much is a room?
Oh, that feels like something I should know.
Roll a 20-sided dice.
It would be 8 silver pieces a night per room.
Holy moly! 8 silver pieces a night per room? Oh!
Sounds
Well,
like
Sleep
we're
in the
cutting.
common room. What's wrong with it? Save money.
Well, there's farms around. You can always sleep in the woods. You can, if you get to know some of these farmers, some of them might charge you a little less to sleep in their barn. But
No, I've had enough of sleeping in barns this week. I'd like a nice bed. Is there stew? Can I have stew also?
oh yes, it's a whole package deal.
Well, now you're talking.
Silver. It's 8 silver, but you get dinner and you get breakfast, and we'll even stable your horses for only like 3 or 4 silver more.
Okay, be honest with me. Is breakfast also stew?
No, we call it
It's breakfast stew.
It's cold stew.
we call it gruel here. Actually,
Ah.
it is last night's stew
With some barley mixed in. Mmm.
and some oats. Yeah, you know.
Sold.
All right. Well, let's just break down and get 2 rooms. What do you say?
Yeah.
All right,
I would
so
like
that's-
the room next to Sildar if I can get it.
Oh, sure. It sounded like he's the only one up there right now. So when you get up there, just take the room next to the one with the closed door, I suppose. We don't really do the whole keys thing around here because it's a small town and I'm lazy.
Can I get the honeymoon suite?
Absolutely,
Thank
it
you.
is yours. It costs a little more.
It's back in Neverwinter.
I don't care. Spare no expense.
All right, so that'll be 16 silver pieces, please.
All right. I will subtract 16 silver pieces from my sheet. It's on me. It's on me, Grigor.
Oh,
Don't
thank
you worry.
Oh,
We did get 10 extra gold pieces for Sildar's share of the
yeah.
supplies.
Yeah. Well, you got 25 gold and I got 25 gold, and we'll shake it out later.
All right. I'll buy you something nice later. Nice stew.
I assume Derek and Milo will probably want their cut.
True.
one would think, but you never know.
All right.
Maybe they're just in it for the adventure. All right. Well,
yeah. Speaking of Derek and Milo, how you guys doing?
Fine.
meanwhile,
Just
back in the woods. So Milo and Derek have set up camp a little off the trail in a small, let's say, a small thicket of trees, because then they wouldn't be visible from the path. They have done what with the goblin?
Just tied up, sitting against a tree. That's
You're
what
not
I-
making them
I
wear
don't know.
any silly hats.
Angry, silly hats.
Any silly hats.
Oh, well, I don't know if I have a silly hat with me. But,
All of your hats are silly.
I'm not sure I have a hat with
Just
me.
give him one of your hats.
Derek would be the silly hat guy.
Is this goblin as willing to chat as his leader was?
I mean, you can find out.
Okay. Do we have him gagged?
Last I was told, you used like 10 feet of your 50 feet of rope to bind his hands.
Okay.
And left the 40-foot tail attached.
I remember that. Yeah, it was kind of like a leash. sort of thing.
That's right. Yeah.
A 40-foot child leash.
Has he been problematic for us?
No, he's been very quiet. He knew, he saw you slaughter all of his friends, we'll say, and he's just trying. He's kind of hoping you forget about him.
And ye make the noxious.
He's been dragged along, and he knows his situation right now. So he's been just behaving.
Okay.
He's a smart goblin.
Okay. So I want to. Do we have provisions?
Yeah, we left you with
Yeah.
rations and so forth.
Stuff.
Okay. Well, I would assume that we've cooked up some food and we're getting ready to kind of have our din. So I want to watch him on the corner of my eye and see if he's looking hungry or if he's ignoring us.
He has been watching you intently as you've been preparing the meal.
Okay.
Staring there, he's got a little drool dribbling out of the corner of his mouth, and he's just staring at your flame roasted pigeon, squirrel, rabbit, whatever.
Okay. Meat. It's
I
cool.
like a good pigeon.
Okay. So, what's your name?
Yunk.
How long you been hanging out in that cave with those guys, Yunk?
He many
Was that
moons.
Oh, I was gonna say, is that his answer?
Many moons.
Okay. Do you know where they took our friend?
Yes.
I don't suppose you'd want to take us there, would you? There might be a hunk of meat in it for you.
Can't go if not told.
By who?
Big boss, Clark.
Do you know where
Oh.
Clark is?
Clark was in hideout.
Oh, but Clark ran away.
Give him. Ken don't
We
want
tried
to
to
go.
talk to Clark, and Clark ran away.
Fuck Clark.
Ooh.
Okay. So you'll take us?
I can show.
Okay. Well, then I think there's a hunk of meat in here for you.
Yeah. Me like neck.
That's weird, man.
Neck good. Neck crunchy.
Okay. Well, I think we can share all the neck with you.
Neck back, neck.
You talk to him for a second. I gotta let my dog out.
Dog?
Dog.
Yeah, you can have. So, whereabouts are we going to be going? I mean, just give me a general direction at least at this point.
Is northeast.
Okay.
Northeast from hideout.
So, it's the castle, right? Is that what you guys were referring to it as? How much of a castle is it? Are we talking like an actual fortified castle, or is it everything around here seems to be kind of ruins and stuff like that? What are we looking at when we get there?
Cragmaw Castle fallen down.
Okay. So it's kind of just a ruinous pile of whatever.
His castle,
Okay.
but fall down.
Okay.
Using a lot of big words with this guy, man.
Yeah, right. How many there?
Don't know. Yunk don't know.
When was the last time you were there?
Many moons.
How many people were there then?
More than 10.
Okay.
Shit.
Well, we
it's a
don't know
big
if this
castle.
dude can count beyond.
Yeah,
you know.
right. How many fingers
Okay.
does he have? I don't know how many
7.
fingers Goblin has.
I'm assuming he doesn't actually have 7 fingers.
Well, some of them might have gotten bitten or cut off or something. You never know.
Fingers crunchy.
Okay.
Awesome. Okay, so any do you have are they your friends there?
Yes, Cragmaw.
Do they
Me,
take
Cragmaw,
care of
they
you?
Cragmaw.
Are they nice to you there?
No.
Aw.
Well,
They
then
don't
are
give you
they
any knack?
really your friends?
We tribe.
Maybe you need a new tribe.
What?
New tribe.
Where? So, Clark was the guy's name? The boss?
Clark
Yes,
was the
right.
bugbear.
Would he
Clark
have gone?
lost that hideout.
Would he have gone back to the castle? Do you think? Is he the boss of the castle, or is there a different boss at the castle?
No, King Grawl, boss of castle,
King
boss of
Grawl.
tribe.
Okay, and he's probably at the castle. Is he like? What is he, a bugbear, or is he one of you?
Be bugbear.
He's a bugbear. Okay. Why are you playing with a squeaky toy there? Where'd you get that thing?
Sorry.
Found in bag.
Calming squeakies.
Good God.
Holy shit.
God, he loves that toy. So if we were to give you Jesus Christ, Woody. Thank you. If we were to keep giving you some food, would you want to perhaps join our tribe? We got lots of food.
Yes.
Yes. That's
Motivated by food. He's my kind of guy.
okay.
Neck?
We got some more neck there, Milo.
Yep, got at least 2 more necks.
Neck.
Okay. Well, let's
Why do we make so many necks in our provisions? None of us even like necks.
Well, that's why there's so many.
That's why there's so many.
It's the cart of provisions we were given. I don't know. Maybe Gundren likes necks. I don't know. It's what we had.
we caught the we caught a rabbit, and each rabbit has a neck. Yeah. Don't ask questions. Embrace the neck. Okay. Well, I hope you don't mind, but we're gonna have to leave you tied up so that if those guys get back, they're not surprised and accidentally hurt you. I hope you understand.
Just don't hit.
No hitting. We're a tribe, okay?
Tribe.
Tribe. Okay. Well, I want to rest up to get my spell slots back.
Do you say that in character?
Yes.
Are you going to take your armor off to sleep?
Nope. Sounds terrible. I think we should probably, just to be safe, sleep in shifts there, Milo.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So you two are settling down for a long rest then, it sounds like?
Yes.
Which, since we haven't gone over one of these yet, especially one out in the wild, a long rest is a period of extended downtime, at least 8 hours long, during which a character sleeps or performs light activity, reading, talking, eating, or standing watch, for no more than 2 hours. If the rest is interrupted by a period of strenuous activity, at least 1 hour of walking, fighting, casting spells, blah, 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 you must begin the rest again. So,
2-hour shifts.
Well,
but you can only be on watch for 2 hours.
there's going to have to
So-
be at least
total.
is it 6 hours or 8 to get a full extended
It's
rest?
8 hours for a long rest.
So there's going to have to be 4 hours where no one's paying attention, other than maybe Gabo.
You
should
could
watch.
attempt to enlist him to stand watch.
Yeah.
I mean, he may or may not need the benefits of a long rest, but
Well, I don't. I mean, I would say I don't need a long rest. I'm fine. I can.
Maybe true. Yeah,
do it.
you're not all
I'm
beat
all
up.
right.
You don't have
Yeah, I
spell
can
slots you need to.
Yeah. I mean, if I get. Yeah, I'm fine.
You can just rest without sleeping.
Right.
so you'll take a short rest and you'll
Yeah.
stand watch while Derek sleeps, and you'll keep an eye on
Yep.
Gabo.
Yeah.
All right. Well, so while Derek takes his armor off and goes to sleep, and Milo, I don't know, posts up and starts whittling, I guess. I don't know. We'll go back to Stonehill Inn to see what Piero and Grigor are up to.
Oh, I've partaken in as much stew as I can gobble for my 8 silver.
Did you want to talk to anybody while you're in the?
Yeah, I mean, looking around the common room, what do we have going on? Any characters of interest hanging out?
Well, so
here?
there's a lot of folks who have, they come to the inn at the end of the day to have dinner and socialize. And you see an old farmer sitting at the bar. You see a kind of bouncy, gossipy barmaid bopping around. She's serving everybody and greeting everyone real congenially. You see a guy with sitting at a table with some kind of prospector's gear, leaning up against the table and the chair across from him. And then there's always Toblin and a woman who seems to be very close to him. You would presume it's his wife, kind of coming in and out of the kitchen with food and occasionally
or
stopping
she's
behind
just
the bar to pick up.
an overly familiar chef.
Or an overly familiar chef. She's constantly like rubbing up against Toblin. So,
Oof, that is workplace harassment, ma'am.
and then there's a small boy who's running around clearing the tables. And then over in the corner by the fire, there's an older woman.
Nobody mysteriously smoking a pipe in a dark corner or anything like that.
No, but you do notice that at one of the tables there are two people who look kind of a little out of place. They look rough around the edges. They are wearing one thing you notice is they're wearing red cloaks.
Red cloaks. Is that significant to my knowledge, or Grigor's for that matter?
No,
They're wearing matching red cloaks.
but they are wearing.
Might be part of a uniform. Well, what do you think, Grigor? Do you want to work the room? I think you're well positioned to interrogate those two potentially military or paramilitary blokes.
Sure, yeah. I'll ask them what they're up to.
I may plop down next to either the prospector or the old woman and say hello.
Yeah, I'll head up with the guys and then talk to the barmaid.
All right. So Grigor, you kind of nobly saunter up to the table with the gentleman wearing the red cloaks. And what do you say?
Hello, fine gentlemen. What brings you to Phandalin on this lovely night?
Well, we're part of the we're part of the we're part of the group that protects this town. What brings you here?
That's a noble cause. I don't know if you've heard of Gundren Rockseeker, but he's gone missing, and we're hoping to see what's become of him.
Ugh, man, there's people come in and out of this town so often. We certainly don't get a chance to meet everybody. You say Gundren? Is that what you said?
You might know his brothers. I forget their names.
Hilbo and Taggins, I think.
Nundro and Tharden.
Thank you.
Yes.
Sorry, friend. No, I've not heard those names, not to my knowledge. And he looks across at his companions and fuck, man, I don't know. I just want
Dwarf names all the sound the same to me.
Goes back to
All right, guys. You have some good stew. Nice,
right.
Nice meeting you.
Thank you. Welcome to town.
Thank you.
Meanwhile, back at the bar, or who did you want to talk to? Hero?
I thought I'd plop down next to the guy with all the gear. One of the first ones you mentioned.
All right. So you saunter on over to his. He's sitting by himself at a table, and he's got kind of his gear piled on the other chair.
Yeah, I'll sit down with my bowl and a tankard of ale that I assume comes included in my 8 silver pieces. And just greet him and say, well, hello, sir. You seem to be short of at least, I'd assess it at 2 prospectors, based on the amount of gear you're toting around.
Oh, hey. No, well, no. I mean, this is my gear.
My God, how many hands do you have hidden under that cloak? You must be the world's busiest prospector.
Well, you gotta work hard. You really gotta put in the time. The gold and silver aren't gonna find themselves out there in the hills.
I've heard that.
Well, it's good. It's true. It's true. It's hard work, man. You just gotta put in the time. Not like that Toblin over there. He gave up.
Oh, was he in your line of work at one point?
Yeah, he was. And then he built this inn, and now, I mean, it's great. This inn is much better than the slop that we used to have to make ourselves out in the field. So it's nice to be able to come into town and have a warm place to stay, or at least a good place to get a hot meal.
Well, it sounds like, for the greater good, but largely I'd say a positive development. But we still got the salt of the earth like you and everyone else in this town going out there and plundering the earth of her goods.
Well, you're damn right, friend. My name is Lenar. What's your name?
Piero Beskerfall. You may have heard of me.
Why?
Damn it. Never mind. Well, great to meet you. Leno?
Lenar.
Great to meet you, Lenar.
Hold on, you're sporting some mighty fine-looking weapons there. Is that a longbow?
It
Are
is.
you an adventurer?
Sometimes, a hunter, longbowman, adventurer, bodyguard, artist. I go by many noms de plume,
Jesus
depending
Christ.
on...
Did you just say artist?
Yeah, well, yes. Sometimes.
Well, you should go see the townmaster. He's just posted... He's posted a thing on the board at the townmaster's hall.
Definitely not a quest.
There's I don't know. I didn't look at it too closely. I'm just a prospector, but it sounds like there's orc raiders making a mess over by Tribor.
Oh no!
And looks like he might be looking for some help with that. You look like the sort. If that's your large friend over there with all the
he's my lover.
Abdominal muscles. He's probably the type to
abdominal muscle.
be able to help with such a not a quest.
Definitely not a quest. Oh, as soon as it's light outside. Thanks for the tip. We'll go check out the thing board in the morning as soon as there's some light out to see by.
Yes, we have a bulletin board at the townmaster's hall. It's how we all communicate when we want to sell like used baseball gloves and things like that.
You can put anything you want up there as long as it's approved.
That's right. Mm-hmm. Well, if you do run those orcs off, let me know because it's.
Or are they a problem on the end of town you work in?
Well, you hear rumors, and with the amount of gear that I have to carry around, you don't really want to put yourself in a position where you might have to run, so you stay where
Oh
it's
my
safe.
God. I can't even imagine you running with all that. You'd stab yourself in both calves before you made it 10 feet.
It's happened. I was an adventurer too. No, I'm not going to do it.
But then I took a pickaxe to the... Never mind.
Okay.
Well, thank you very much for the tip, Lennar. Best of luck with the prospecting. May you find many nuggets.
Thank you, Piero. I will tell many of the nothing that you have apparently done.
All right, enough.
Grigor, who are you going to talk to next?
He's going to flirt
said
with the
there's
barmaid.
like a barmaid.
The barmaid. All right. So, as you're turning away from the table with the gentleman with the red cloaks on, the barmaid kind of comes bouncing around and she says, "Oh, hey, hi, can I get you anything? Can I fill your mug?"
Yeah, I'd like some. What is this, ale? Or
Yeah,
some
yeah.
cider?
It's for real.
It's ale.
do you have anything
it's ale,
better?
okay, it's
in
ale.
the back. Anything better?
I'll be right back. So she kind of bounces away. She comes
Okay.
back and here's a fresh mug. I'm Elsa. What's your name?
My name is Grigor.
Grigor. Oh, that's such a strong name.
Oh, thank you.
This is how Grigor gets herpes.
Wait, so what are you doing in town? You're new in town. You look like you're an adventurer.
Yeah, the herpes took him already.
He's gone.
Hello? Is Norland gone?
Arlen? Oh, he is gone. Disconnected or something.
Uh-oh.
I'll miss him.
Me too.
Is Grigor really that bad at talking to girls?
Guess so.
Dun, dun, dun. Well, Pierre, what would you do when Derek suddenly runs out of the room because he had to talk to a girl?
Oh God, it's a woman! Well, I was going to check out the older lady in the back of the bar, keeping to herself. There's nothing I like more than bothering people who are trying to be, alone for a while.
All right, well, we'll do that. So there's a older woman sitting by a table over by the fireplace. Piero, you kind of wander over.
I like Elsa. I just saw it in the stream.
And what do you say?
Oh, there goes Norland.
Norland
That's
has
not
officially
what I say.
disconnected.
Hello, ma'am.
Hello.
Yes, Norland just texted me. Oh, no, he
Yes,
texted
he did.
all of us.
He said
Okay.
His internet did die.
His internet died, yes. You seem like you probably know a lot about Phandalin. You seem like the sort of person who's been around here for at least 5 to 10 years. Someone who's maybe at the ripe old age of 25, never seen anything outside Phandalin.
Oh, I'm 25. Oh, she kind of waves her blouse a little bit to cool down the heat flash she just got. And you are a charmer, I can tell.
I am, thank you.
I have been in Phandalin. I have been here for 25 years.
Oh, you don't look a day over 25.
Well, you have a silver tongue. You're a silver tongue devil. I assure you, I am well beyond 25, but I have been here that long, and I know much about this town. Is that your rather large friend over there talking to those
my
red
abdominal
brands?
friend over there with who's hanging currently from the ceiling like a marionette without an operator? Yes, that is my friend.
Yes, is he aware of shirt?
Shirt? Is he aware of shirt?
Shirts, yes. Like he can cover that.
He's never seemed too interested. I think he's trying to say something.
Well, okay. Okay, I know what that means.
He's gay. Anyway, we were on our way into town. And I saw up on yon hill what looks like a ruined manor of some sort. Is that unoccupied? Is it? What's going on up there?
That is the Tresander Manor.
Tresander.
It is, well, unoccupied would not be the right word, but it is definitely, the Tresanders are long gone. And what you may not have been able to see if you haven't been up there yet is that it has fallen into ruin. It is no longer really a manor, it's more a pile of rubble. However, those filthy red brands,
I'm back.
they have
Hooray!
taken over, they have set up their little camp.
The red brands,
the
are those
cellars.
are those the fellas who purport to keep this town safe?
Safe? Is that what they say? Ugh. No, those bastards. They hassle every business. They make everyone pay for protection, they call it. That idiot townmaster lets them kind of run roughshod over all of us because he thinks he thinks they keep crime down, but they're worse than anyone that we've run into before.
Wow. Well, have you had? How long have they been here?
It's been about a year now, and that idiot, he brought them in. They were supposed to make the town safer. They it's a frontier town. Things aren't always perfect. And with people coming and going and prospectors like that dirty fellow over there, you never really know what they're up to. Sometimes things disappear. People disappear. So he brought they're mercenaries in to keep the peace. And now it's worse for all of us. I'm a simple weaver. Like, who's going to steal a shirt other than maybe your friend over there? I'd give him one, honestly. It's kind of uncomfortable to look at. Especially at my age. But
oh my!
Even they require me to pay them.
I mean, is it a flat
every
fee or
10
a
days.
percentage or? Well, ma'am, weather it as best you can. I assure you, groups like that tend to be swept aside by one adventuring party or another in due time.
I sure hope so. For now, it's just I keep my head down, I sit at my loom, and I hope they leave me alone.
I toss her a couple of silver pieces to pay next month's protection racket money.
She
Don't tell anyone I gave that to you.
Coins up with her hands, and they disappear fast before they even bounce on the table. And she looks at you with kind of misty eyes and says, "Thank you, sir. This helps more than you can."
Think nothing of it.
She takes
Happy
out
to
her
do
teeth and drops to her knees.
Don't be ridiculous. She doesn't have teeth.
Okay.
So, Grigor, after having kind of twitched out for a bit,
Yeah.
while waiting for Elsa,
Very-
the
very
barmaid, to
sexy
go
stroke.
get him a new flagon of ale.
I'm going to step away for
Elsa
30
comes back
seconds. I'll
and-
be right back.
Elsa comes back and says, "Oh, hey, here, where? I don't know where you went or why you kind of got that far away look in your eyes, but here's your flagon of ale. How are you doing? How are you tonight?"
I'm doing great. You seem awfully excited.
Well, it's always exciting to see new people in town. You're new in town, right?
Yes, I am. And we're actually headed out tomorrow.
Headed out right away?
Yeah.
Wow, are you adventurers?
Yes, we are.
You should
Yeah.
talk to Darren.
Darren.
Darren Endermeth. He has an orchard, just on the kind of the northwest side of town. He grows apples. They're delicious apples. Oh my god, they're the best apples. We use his cider here to make the hard cider, and it's so good. But he was an adventurer too. You should go talk to him.
Does he have a not quest for me?
I don't know what that means, but I'll be right there. I gotta go. Sorry, I'll just hopefully
okay.
if maybe I'll be here for breakfast. I'll talk to you later. Bye.
Okay.
And she goes
Sure.
bouncing off to help other patrons.
All right. I'll add that to my quest tracker.
Yay.
What's going on? It's quiet.
All right, so the barmaid just talked to Grigor and recognized him as an adventurer and suggested that he go talk to an adventurer who lives on the northwest side of town.
Aha.
Anyone who happens to be looking around the tavern and wondering if there's people they haven't talked to yet, there's still an old dude sitting at the bar. There's still a friendly-looking a woman who's very friendly with the innkeeper. And there's still a young boy skipping around, clearing the tables.
I got to take some notes. Jesus.
Old man, friendly woman, young boy.
Okay. And the prospector told us about not a quest on the bulletin board at
The Town Master's Hall.
Town Master's Hall. All right. Old man, friendly woman, young boy. How do you want to split this up, Grigor?
I'll talk to the young boy.
Jesus Christ, just go to sleep.
You know, I feel like we have sort of targeted the most interesting, the most interesting people here,
Yeah.
and I'm starting to feel a little tired. I think having gathered quite a bit of information, I'm going to go ahead and turn in.
Yeah, I think I will too.
Now we're never going to know.
All right, so you head upstairs to take a long rest, I imagine, and obviously in a town, you don't really need to worry about, well, I mean, I guess it's up to you. One would suspect that staying in an inn, you're probably okay to not worry too much about setting a watch.
Oh, I sure hope so.
Yeah, I think we're good.
So those of you who are doing a long rest, if you haven't done your long rest activities yet, you regain all lost hit points. You regain half of your spent hit dice.
Yeah, sounds good.
You should have two.
Well, you regain half
Yeah.
of your total
Okay.
hit dice.
Right.
You regain all your spell slots. If you're a class who has to prepare their spells, like say a cleric, this is the time when you can change which spells you have prepared.
How do I say which ones I have prepared?
They'd be the little dots next to the spell.
Okay, they're all dotted. I don't feel like that's probably right.
I see 4 of them. Well, I see 6 of them dotted.
Yeah.
So you can prepare up to 5, and then you always have Bless and
Cure Wounds.
Cure Wounds prepared. So you can select one more and you would have 2 that aren't prepared.
Shield of Faith. Got it.
There you go. Those of you out in the woods, I suppose I should probably roll something here just to see. How do I do
Nice knowing
this?
you.
To myself. Maybe I can just whisper myself. Well, that didn't work. Bear with me, GM. There.
It's a
Oh,
four.
you guys could see that anyway. That's okay.
Yeah.
Nothing happens over the course of the night out there in the woods. And those of you in the inn, it's a nice quiet night. You wake up in the morning, excuse me,
Feeling like P. Diddy.
feeling all refreshed and ready to go.
Before I went to bed last night, I wanted to kind of do a little surreptitious spying on Sildar's room, listen through the walls and stuff, make sure he's just sleeping and not doing anything weird in there.
Oh, okay. From your room or from the hall?
From my room. That's why I took the room next door.
Gotcha. All right. Go ahead and give me a perception.
Boop, boop, boop. Ooh, a good roll.
That's a good roll. So you press your ear up against the wall, and you think you can make out the sound of like light snoring.
That's not suspicious. Time to go to bed.
So off to bed you go. Over the course of the night, nothing happens other
He's
than
clearly
you
the bugbear in a Scooby-Doo villain-esque mask.
and I would have gotten away with it too. So, who wants to wake up first? Those of you in the inn, or those of you outside of town?
Well, the goblin's probably going
it's-
to wake them up whether they want to or not.
Yeah, I would think.
It's neck time.
Yeah, as soon as I've had my 8 hours of rest, I'll be wide awake and let Milo get some rest.
Okay, so you've woken up and you've told Milo he can sleep if he wants to. You can sleep if you want to.
Yeah, I'll snooze a little bit until. When?
Okay. It's pretty
But
boring.
nothing else, yeah, I don't know. I mean,
Nothing really else to do out there, I guess.
Yeah, we're
Nope.
waiting for them.
Yeah. All
I
right.
mean, you could hunt down some animals with necks for your goblin friend.
Neck.
We've got several nexus for fine. It's in the provisions. It was on the wagon already.
I'm warming a neck for him on the coals.
Ah, nice
Very
morning
kind.
neck.
Neck. You look over there and he's just kind of on all fours staring at the neck in the fire. Little drool falls from his mouth.
Hey, buddy. Got some
Neck.
neck here for you.
Neck. All right, well, that's going on. Those of you in the inn, you've woken up and you meet in the hallway upstairs.
Is Sildar among
How'd
us?
you sleep?
No.
Is his door closed?
No.
He has left.
Sildar has left the building.
Okay.
Yeah, you peek in and it's the bed is still kind of all rumpled up. Nobody's like made up the room yet, but he is not in there, and all of his no things are also gone.
Well, we may want to go down and check with the barkeep or whoever's down there, barmaid, see if we can figure out when Sildar took off.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
We have a few things to take care of in town this morning. One is hopefully we can locate Sildar and collect our 50 gold. I hear there's an adventurer in the northwest part of town. I don't know that we want to engage in that right now, nor do we maybe want to try and do anything about the red brands up in the manor right now. But we should write them down in our adventure books.
Or whatever's happening in the orchard.
Orchard?
Yeah.
That's the adventure.
Oh,
The
okay.
adventurer in the orchard.
Well, we should
Yeah,
take
the
a look at
adventure.
the. We have to go to the Townmaster's Hall, regardless, I believe, for something. But while we're there, we should look at the bulletin board because apparently he's got something up there for someone with our qualifications.
Yeah, sounds good. Then we can go buy some horses and get some provisions.
Hopefully, we can find Sildar. All right. So first of all, is there anyone working down in the common room this morning?
Toblin is down there. He's minding the bar and running the inn. Elsa is, sure enough, she's down there bouncing around, helping people with their yesterday's stew. And the very friendly seeming woman, friendly with Toblin, is down there as well.
I wander over to the bar and say, "Good morning, Toblin. Did you happen to see when our companion took off this morning?"
Yeah, he was up with the sun. He was up with the sun and out the door. He sat down and had a cup of stew, but he passed up on the flagon of ale that I offered him, and he headed straight out. He mentioned something about checking in with the townmaster.
Oh, thank you. All right. Maybe we'll find him over at the Townmaster Hall.
Maybe.
Rigor, are you
winks
checking
at
in
you.
with Elsa? Your friend Elsa?
The internet killer.
Oh, no. I think he fell off the internet again.
I think he did.
Okay. I'm not checking with Elsa. That's Grigor's territory. But Piero's gonna grab a quick, maybe not a whole bowl, but like a mug of morning stew, and then head out toward the Townmaster's Hall.
All right. Well, so while Piero is Piero orders his food, and God damn it, I can't think of him as anything other than Toblerone anymore. But Toblin, Toblin, shouts over his shoulder and says, "Trilina, some stew." And Trilina, the woman that you recognize from the night before, and you've seen her already moving around in the bar room this morning, comes walking out with a bowl of stew for you, and she plops it in front of you and says, "Oh, hey, how are you? You're the new adventurers in town."
Oh, you're well informed.
Word gets around.
I regret I didn't get to introduce myself last night, but we were so tired. I'm Piero Beskerfall. You may have heard of me.
Why?
Reasons. Never mind.
It's nice to meet you, Piero. I'm Trilina. I'm Toblin here. This strong, strapping man is my husband.
Is it you who's been making all this stew? This stew is incredible, especially the morning stew.
It's good, isn't it? The secret is it's just to let it simmer for hours. As long as you can let it simmer, it just gets better. And every now and again, you throw in a rabbit.
How long you had this particular stew going?
Oh, it's been so long. I don't even count anymore. This one's pretty much been going since the inn opened.
Well, it's delicious. Ladle the next guy. I think my big littered friend over there is he's asking for a ladle full straight from the bottom.
He's a quiet one.
Yeah, no, he doesn't have much to say right now.
I'll be right back. I'll
get him the very oldest part of the stew.
Oh, it's a little crunchy, but that's where all the flavor is.
Yeah, scrape him up some of that stuff off the bottom of the pot.
Okay, she disappears into the kitchen, and you hear some like. And she comes out, it's flaky.
The caramely
It's not
bits at
even-
the bottom.
Yeah, and she puts it in front of Grigor, and he doesn't move. Excuse me. She says, "So, I saw you talking to some folks last night. Did anybody tell you about Fell?
Fell. I don't think we heard anything about Fell, no.
Fell Dendrar. He's a woodworker. Well, he was a woodworker here in town. And she kind of leans in real close, and her voice gets real quiet, and she starts looking around and says, Fell stood up to those red brands 10 days ago.
How did he make out? Did he survive the experience?
No. Those red brands, they came by to get their protection money. And while they were there, what I've been told is they started making untoward comments about his wife and kind of making advances at his wife. And he must have had enough. He stood up to him. And those bastards, they killed him. They killed him right there in front of his wife and his 2 children.
Killed him? In front of his family, no less.
Yes.
This is worse than I thought.
And now his wife and his daughter and son, they're gone. I don't know if they skipped town, but I worry that something else has happened to them.
Well, I have gotten some bad news about the red brands as recently as last night.
She spits on the floor.
No one has anything nice to say about these guys. Boy, I hope something nasty happens to them soon.
Me too. Hopefully some young, strapping, abdominal-clad men could do something about that.
Hey, you've got some stew there, Grigor. You gonna eat that?
Yeah.
Oh, your friend
Yes,
asked me
it's-
to make sure you got the crunchy bits. He said you like them a lot.
Oh yes.
All right.
Down at the other end of the bar, Toblin yells, Charlena, stew! And she goes, oh, I gotta go. She heads off into the kitchen.
Okay. Thel Dendrite, the woodworker, has been killed by red brands. The red brands in this town are a scourge, Grigor. We got to do something about it after we take care of Gundren anyway.
Wait, they got killed overnight?
I don't know if it was
Or are we just
last
hearing about it
night,
now?
but
Okay.
there's a woodworker in town here tried to stand up to the red brands, and he got his ass killed.
Yeah, sounds like good thing to take care of once we come back.
We should go see if we can find Sildar at the town master's hall.
Yeah, let's go.
So you head on out of the... Would you care to ask for directions or anything? You're gonna wander around town looking for the... or something?
Hey, Toblerone, roughly where is the town master's hall?
Oh, it's just out past the just past the square. It's on the left. You gotta take a left, and that's the first building on the left.
Thank you so much, sir. Beautiful rooms up there.
Oh, thank you. It really is my pride and joy, this inn. Are you done? Are you out for the day then? We can go clean it up and get ready for our next.
Yes, and we may not be back for a while, much to my dismay.
Ah, well, I wish you luck in your travels and hope to see you again soon. So you leave the Stonehill Inn, which is, again, this building right here. And you follow the directions past the town square, take a left on the first road, and the first building on the left is the Townmaster's Hall. And you see that the Townmaster's Hall has sturdy stone walls, a pitched wooden roof, and a bell tower at the back. He probably could have told you there was a bell tower. It would have been really easy to find that.
It's the one with the bell tower.
Posted on a board next to the front door is a notice written in Common. It reads, you guys can both read Common.
Yes.
It's a joke. It reads, Reward. Orcs near Wyvern Tor. Those of a mind to face the orc menace should inquire within. The notice bears the town's seal and an indecipherable signature.
Holy moly, there's a lot of quests here. This is like when you get to Darkshire for the first time.
Yeah, it is.
Yes, there's a lot of yellow exclamation points floating around this town. Just randomly.
Well, we should probably pop inside and ask if they've seen Sildar.
Yeah. Let's do it.
All right, so you pop inside and you see a male human, rather portly fellow, and he's kind of older, working at a table, and you recognize the other person working at that table and talking with him is Sildar Hallwinter.
Sildar, you took off so early this morning. We didn't get to sync up.
Ah, friends, good to see you. Thank you again so much for your assistance. I have acquired the currency that I need to pay you what I owe you. And he tosses you a bag of coin. You can count it if you like, but he says 50 gold as promised.
Wow, thank you much, Sildar. I hope you're well on the mend. Or well on your way to being on the mend. We're gonna have to take off here though, and get out there and find Gundren. But I think, based on what we've been hearing, we're probably gonna be back.
Back to are you going to deal with these red brands?
No. I'm sure the Red Brands are a responsible bunch of fellows doing exactly what the townsmaster here asked them to do.
He looks at you with a very knowing and understanding smile and kind of gives you a nod. He says, well, if you have time when you come back, I could use your help again. I'm looking for a member of my guild who came here a couple months ago. And he never reported in, and I've talked to a few people in town this morning. He apparently disappeared while exploring the area around the manor up on the hill. Trisander
Well,
Manor.
I'm sure the Red Brands will help him out, right?
Surely.
But we will be back.
If you were to get up there and investigate the manor and find any traces of Yarno, I don't really know how I say his name.
You should
I
look
would
in.
like to know.
Clearly, you were close.
I would like to know.
My
Hey,
good
he's
friend, yeah.
I just heard a
Yoda?
disembodied voice from a dwarf in the woods outside of town. But I would
Yeah,
reply to
that
him.
happens.
He's a member of my guild. He's also a member of the Lord's Alliance. It is nothing. I don't know him well. This is just my mission to find out what happened to him.
Well, we'll be eager to help you when we get back here with Gundren. Anything you want to add, Grigor? You want to ask about anything?
No, I'm good.
All right. We should get provisions and get the hell out of town then.
Yeah. I'm getting me a fancy horse.
Did you guys notice the posting out front that the townmaster wanted to talk to you about?
Yes. Yes, I guess we should ask about the orcs near Wyvern Tor as well. I gather you're having orc problems in the area.
Oh, yeah. That puts it mildly. Greetings, friends. I am Harbin Wester. I am the townmaster here in Phandalin. Harbin Wester.
Good to meet you, Harbin.
Just good to meet you. I heard you mention the Red Brands. They are a great force in this town. They are keeping things under control, and they've really stamped out all of the, kind of minor smaller crimes that this town, it's a frontier town. There's problems in frontier towns. There's lots of prostitution and people kind of taking whatever they think they are strong enough to take. And I enlisted the help of the Red Brands to help calm to calm that chaos. And, they're a young, excitable group of mostly ex-military men, and sure, sometimes they maybe get a little out of hand, but you know what? Things are so much better now that they're in town. And you hear Sildar kind of at the other end of the table just kind of shake his head. But yes,
Well,
orcs.
Frontier law can only preside for so long. Eventually, you need to bring in the long arm of the law. Am I right?
Well, I mean, sure, certain, eventually, yeah, but like we're such a small little frontier town. We just need a few people keeping an eye on things. There's no need to bring in any kind of major military force or even really guards. Like our problems aren't that. Other than these orcs.
Hey, you see this guy's abs? Just point him in the right direction. Where are these orcs?
Where did you guys come from?
Oh, we're from Neverwinter. We're here on a contract from Gundren Rockseeker. In fact, we need to leave town pretty quickly and go find Gundren, but then we will be back.
Ah, Gundren. He and his brothers, I know them well. Kind of excitable. The last time I saw him, he was really up about something, but it's been a while now.
Yes, it's been a while since
you're,
anyone's seen him.
If you're from Neverwinter, then you're not from Tribor. So you may not be as familiar, but east of town here on the trail you most likely came in on, that's the Tribor Trail. It would take you to Tribor if you continued on. And out east that way is a area called Wyvern Tor. And we have reports of a band of orcs that are chasing people off from that area and attacking travelers. I've got, I imagine you saw the bulletin I placed on the bulletin board out front, and I can offer you 100 gold pieces if you take care of those orcs at Wyvern Tor.
What sort of proof would you like? We might be able to take care of that while we're out looking for Gundren. My God, that sounds like right up our alley, right, Abman?
Yeah.
Oh, wow, you do have some abs on you. I've got abs under here. They're well padded now.
Somewhere under here.
Sure.
That's right.
Sure. Totally
We can bring you back some orc scalps. Fangs.
Bring me back 15 orc anuses.
Anuses, you say?
Yes. They have a smell that you cannot fake. No, just bring me some sort of proof.
No problem. We'll do what we can.
Yep.
Thanks for alerting us. It's Wyvern Tor out east on the Tribor Trail. We'll find it.
So as you kind of, I don't know if you're finishing your conversation with Harbin or not, but Sildar kind of gestures towards you. A few messengers have kind of been coming in and out of the townmaster's hall all morning, and Sildar beckons you over.
Yes, Sildar.
Man, what's up?
So I've gotten communication from my guild, and I can, if you're really going to go to after Gundren at Cragmaw Castle, I can offer you 500 gold pieces to defeat King Grawl, or whomever is actually running the show up at Cragmaw Castle.
Sildar, consider it done. You see the abs on this guy?
They are rather formidable.
Can bounce an arrow off these things. Many have.
It's true. But we do need to, if there's any other information you need to impart, Sildar, anything important, now is the time. We are on our way out of town. We need to go collect our friends and head off and find Gundren.
I have nothing more to give you. I wish I could offer you more information. I wish I knew more about where Cragmaw Castle was. But I need to stay here, and I wish I could come help. I'm embarrassed by the loss of my charge in protecting Gundren on the way here, but unbeknownst to him, I had a higher calling and a more important quest, which is to look into what happened to Yarno.
Ooh.
So I must stay here and find out what is going on.
Well, Sildar, I have to say, I think Gundren would probably disagree with your prioritization order, but you stay here and heal up, warm up your gold handing over muscles, and we'll be back.
Yep.
All right, I wish you luck.
Thank you.
All right, Grigor, buy us some horses.
All right.
Oh boy, you get to do shopping.
Hell yeah, brother. Grigor's got better persuasion than me, so I'm going to let him do all the haggling.
+4 persuasion. Yeah.
So as you're so what are you doing? What's the plan then?
Heading back to Barthen's and haggling some horses.
Do we need any other supplies, you think? Should we buy maybe some more rations, food rations? For another 10-day or so for 4 of us?
Yeah, that's probably a good idea. You can't keep these abs up without lots of...
In fact, maybe we need more than 4 people's worth.
Need lots of jerky for these abs. So as you leave the townmaster's hall and you start working your way back toward the town the town square here, and I guess up to Barthen's Provisions, you notice as you walk past this blue roofed building that they've got a shingle out front, and on the shingle is a blue lion.
Blue lion. It's their provisions hiding in the cave.
Oh.
We should let them know about that.
Yeah, we should totally do that.
Wow, okay, well, should we just pop in there real quick and see who's in there?
Yeah, let's go. Let them know.
All right, so you walk into the building, and you see that the shopkeeper is a human woman. She looks to be kind of in her mid-30s. She's dealing with a customer at the moment, but as you look around, you see that this is seems to be a general provisions sort of shop. Everything that a prospecting town and its inhabitants might need. Might be a bit of a competitor to Barthen's, but it is what it is. As you are kind of wandering around and poking at the sacks of flour and mining picks and ball bearings and candles and torches and such, the woman approaches you and says, hello, welcome to Lion Shield Coster. How may I help you?
Lion Shield Coster. Is that what you said? Lion Shield Coster.
Lion Shield Coster.
What is Coster?
Coster?
Hi, hello. What's a Coster?
Hi. It's a general provisions shop. That's the name of my store, Lion Shield Coster. You may have noticed the shield out front with a blue lion painted on it. That's the Lion Shield, and this is our Coster.
This doesn't happen to be like a franchise of some sort, is it? Is there another Lion Shield somewhere else, or?
Actually, it is. It's Very clever of you to think that. Fuck, I don't know. Yeah.
Congratulations on your thinking.
Lion Shield, it's actually kind of a network of merchants, and it's based in Yartar, Yartar, Yartar to the east. This is one of our outposts. We get our shipments shipped out here. They generally come on the Tribor Trail, but the last couple have not really. Well, they're late. They're behind schedule.
Boy, have I got some good news for you. There are some goblins out there waylaying.
That's not good news.
That's the bad part of the news. The good part of the news is they've been waylaying supply wagons, which is also bad news. But the good part of the news is that I think we might have located one of the blue Lion Shield shipments.
Minus a few necks.
Minus
Really?
a few necks.
Tell me that the jars of necks are still intact.
The jars of necks were intact the last time I looked.
Oh, fantastic. Yeah. The people in this town, they like their necks, man. Really though, you've seen them?
I have laid mine own eyes upon them.
That's fantastic. Could you guide me to them?
If it's worth something to your company, I could certainly draw you an extremely detailed map.
Well, obviously it's worth something. Like that's our business, is selling provisions. What was how much was there? Where is this? How and what condition were the supplies in?
They seemed mostly unmolested, from what I can recall.
Yeah.
Blessed supply. She looks.
We're talking about necks here. I mean.
Well, hold on a moment. She moves behind the counter and she kind of pulls out a couple of scrolls and she starts reading, and like she's clearly looking up what was supposed to be in the most recent shipments, and she says, well,
maybe we can verify some of what was in the shipment to convince you that we're speaking the truth here.
Well, there were supposed to be several jars of necks.
Can Grigor plumb his superior memory and list some of the supplies we found aside from the necks, or?
Yes, go ahead. Why don't you give me a
history roll?
Yeah, let's do a history roll. Sure.
See, I told you Grigor's better.
There you go.
Wow, yeah. So Grigor recalls, let's say, a rough count of the number of crates that he saw. Mentions that there were some unboxed goods, just the kind of things that don't crate up real well. I'm not going to try and come up with a list of things because fuck that.
But Grigor is used to handling large shipments.
Yes, well, he's his noble background. He's used to being able to kind of just look at what's been delivered and have a feel for what it should be or not. And so he definitely noticed that there were a couple of crates that had been smashed, and jars of necks were probably missing. But so he describes what he saw, and the woman who has not introduced herself or been asked what her name is yet says, well, based on what our previous order was, and what you're telling me now, I can offer you a reward of 40 gold pieces if you can give me, either bring them to me, or I can even give it to you after we go and recover them if you can tell us where they are.
Well, what do you think? We're coming back to town. We could just draw her up a map and then come back to collect later.
I don't think we should waste time and go get them for her. But if we can draw a map.
Right. We're on a mission of some urgency, ma'am, but I'd be happy to draw you a map with my superior. What's
Cartography?
No, not cartography. I don't have any cartography skills, but I do have survival skills. I'm familiar with navigating the woods.
Sure. Okay.
So
Okay. What? How about you draw the map, and I'll see if I can understand it.
I will do my best.
Fucking hell.
You get out your crayons.
So
I ripped right through the paper with my crayons.
And then, so you pull a piece of parchment
yourself.
over from, you flip it over like the back of an envelope, and you grab a quill and you draw an X. And you're like, so this is Neverwinter, right? And this is the high road, and this is the Tribord Trail, and this is Phandalin, and you just put an X like this. This is where the cave is. And she looks at you and says, "What's your name?"
Piero Beskerfall. You may have heard of me.
From what?
All right. You know what? I feel like I may not have captured the essence of the map here. Let me take a stab at it.
Have you drawn a map before?
Never in my life. But I'm going to take another crack at it.
Okay.
I'm going to spend my inspiration.
Wow.
We're going to draw a good map.
19's pretty good.
That's better, yeah.
So you take the map that you had, the so-called map that you had previously drawn.
You know what? Never mind that. I was just warming up.
Okay. So you grab another piece of parchment, and this time you draw Lion Shield Coster, and you draw the square of the town square of Phandalin, and the Townmaster's Hall, and Stonehill Inn, and Bartham's Provision. You start drawing a little stand of trees off to the side of the trail to the Tribord Trail, and then you decide to not actually draw where the goblin is, and you draw the little path up to the Tribord Trail, and it's damn near perfect, this map. And the woman whose name still hasn't been shared says, "Well, Piero, for your second map ever, that's pretty fucking good. I will send I will send some clerks out. Now, you said there were goblins.
The goblins are all dead. There might be a bugbear.
There might be a slight bugbear.
Okay. Well, then I guess we will gather a bit of a posse rather than just sending some poor bastard clerks. And we will go out there in the next couple of days and see if we can follow this map, which that shouldn't be a problem, but hopefully what you're telling us is at the other end of this map is our lost supplies.
Inside this cave, off the other series of caves that I've drawn in perfect detail, you'll see against the southern and eastern walls some extremely well camouflaged piles of provisions. Extremely well camouflaged, FYI.
Extremely well camouflaged.
Just BTW, yeah. Those are not rock formations. All you need to do is shake some of the dust off and lift the cloth away, and you'll find all your shit.
Okay, well, we'll see about that. I hope what you're saying is true, and provided everyone returns safe and we find our lost provisions, I'll have 40 gold pieces waiting for you.
Thank you.
And what's your name, by the way?
I am Lenine.
Lenine,
the lovely Lenine Greywind. So called because of my gray hair and my powerful flatulence.
We'll be leaving right now. Shit!
Why the hurry?
So Well, I hope the map is
Nothing.
helpful, and good luck finding your goods, and we'll be back in probably a few days.
Thank you.
All right. Now, Grigor, you want to buy some supplies or horses and get us out of
Yeah,
here?
let's get buying.
Get to shopping. All right. So you leave Lion Shield Coster. You work your way up to Barthen's. You walk in. The bell jingles. I'm gonna have to get much better at figuring out voices and making sure I use the same voices for people, but I won't be tonight. And Barthen says, "Oh, you're back. You off to find Gundren?"
Yes, we're off to find Gundren, and we'd like 4 of your finest horses, please.
Oh, slow down.
Finest. All
Yeah,
right.
no, they don't need to be finest. I mean, we're
4 of your medium finest horses.
Well, I have donkeys, I have draft horses, and I have riding horses.
probably riding horses.
It sounds like top of the line to me.
I guess.
Riding horses will run you 75 gold pieces each.
What about
All right,
donkeys?
how are your donkeys?
Donkeys, they're slower. They can't carry as much. They're a bit stubborn, and because of that, they're a lot cheaper. They
And some
are
of them
8
are
gold
depressed.
pieces each.
What are you
Yeah,
going
you
to
know-
Hey, quick question. Don't we have a cart and 2 ox or something already? We're
Yeah,
going to sell those.
No.
No, Barthen took possession of
Oh, he did. Okay.
oxen in the raid.
All right. So first of all, Grigor, remember to add 25 gold from
an
the
additional
payment from
25.
Sildar.
Okay.
Yeah. So, all right. So if it's 8 gold each for donkeys, just to take some of the load off of our legs, donkeys are going to be sure-footed going through the woods and stuff too. So, riding horses are going to be wasted if we leave the highways for very long.
Yeah, that's fair.
I say we go for the donkeys.
Yeah.
So,
All right.
this for a fun bit of role playing, Grigor, you're going to walk with a donkey, or you're going to ride a donkey.
No, I'm gonna make we'll get 3, and I'll let the peasants guide the donkeys.
But then you're just going to walk. Okay, that's fine.
I don't want to see him too high above my party mates.
Okay.
What about a
I'll go
draft
without.
horse?
Just this one time.
How much
How much
is
is
a draft horse?
Draft horse is only 50 gold.
Ooh.
It is the strongest of all. It can carry 540 pounds of gear.
I will walk proudly with my brethren.
All right, so what are you looking for then? How many donkeys?
I think we should have 4 donkeys, and even if you
four
don't want to
donkeys.
ride one, you can pack some of your gear on top of one.
Sure. Yeah,
Right.
4
Well, you-
donkeys, please.
Will you be needing packs for them? Any kind of bridles, anything?
Yeah.
Saddles,
we'll need
bridles,
other gear.
reins.
Yeah.
So
bags.
bits and bridles run 2 gold piece each. We've got several types of saddles. A saddle for riding is going to cost you 10 gold. A
Holy moly!
pack saddle, just so you can kind of strap your pack to the beast, will run you 5 gold pieces. And then saddle bags, which you'll only need if you have a riding saddle. But saddle bags are 4 gold.
Let me get my calculator out.
Hopefully
Yeah,
somebody's
my D&D
doing math.
calculator. So 8 gold for the donkey, 2 gold for bit and bridle, 10 gold for a riding saddle, plus 4 gold for a saddle bag, or just, would you say 5 gold for the
5 gold for a pack.
for a pack?
A pack saddle, yeah.
So it's still, what, 14 each?
Pretty much the least you can get out with a donkey or mule that will actually be able to carry your gear is 15 gold each.
Yeah, and that'll
If
be
you want
without
one you
saddles.
can ride. If you want one you can ride, it's at least 20 gold. If you want to be able to ride it and pack your gear on it, it's 24 gold.
So that that other person wants the gear picked up from that place and is going to pay for a posse to do it, why don't you just negotiate with her to provide our travel, and we'll pick it up on the way back?
Well, we don't know if it is on the way back.
Sure it will be. Just tell her that and then get the fuck out of town.
We can take a stab at it.
Yeah, sure.
I'm sorry, I'm not there. I'll go back to being quiet.
The disembodied voice. Strikes again.
I'll go back to building my cottage for our polyamorous relationship in the woods.
Oh, it's actually getting late here. I think maybe we can sleep on that.
Late in real life.
It is 10 o'clock here in the flyover states. So are we not deciding on we're going to decide on
let's decide on that later. He's got a point. If we tell Linine that we're willing to go pick up her goods for her if she gives us a wagon and some horses or a wagon and some oxen, then we could he's right, we could use that.
Yeah, I guess it was only a day here from there, so
and we will be coming back, so all right, we'll think about it and pick up next time. If this is I assume this is a good stopping point, or
seems like a pretty good one. Yeah.
All right. Well, Milo and Derek, as Smoothie Cold says, this is why you try not to split the party, I guess. But we did have a good one to take care of.
Yeah.
He's in love with us. We've provided him many necks.
What did I say his name was?
I don't know.
Yeah, something with a Y, wasn't it?
Gilbert.
Yarg. Yarn ball. I don't know. Something with a Y.
Yarn ball. I don't remember what it is, but I'm pretty sure that's not it.
Well,
I don't remember,
but
yarn ball sounds right. Ringing a bell.
Yarg.
Fuck.
Yarn ball.
I thought it was something with, it's yarn ball now. I don't know.
All right, well. Thanks, Liuv, and good night, YouTube.
Thanks.
Good night, YouTube.